The Banshees of Inisherin is just as mysterious as it is beautiful. In my interpretation, I found that it is fundamentally a rumination on the ordinary. And I think this angle works really well with the fact that it is a surprisingly simple and rather straightforward story. It's not complicated, convoluted, or excessive. Instead, its genius thrives on slow metaphor. The essence of the story can, I think, be summed up in the great metaphor of Colum's hand. Colum and the loss of his fingers illustrate that all of his time spent with the dullness of Pádraic takes from himself. He is trying to create something meaningful and lasting beyond his own life and in his premonition of death, while at the same time gradually, and here literally, being taken apart by the ordinary and the dull. Yet it becomes starkly egotistical in a way, because in trying to leave this important thing behind, some great legacy, he ignores and even destroys the things so close and once so dear to him. In trying to reach that great beyond, he misses out on what's right in front of him. His abandonment into himself quickly leads to a series of events that leave Pádraic entirely alone. And in his loneliness, Pádraic becomes just as bitter and selfish as Colum and the rest of the old island. Colum was grasping for something so grand, and yet in the end, he was left with nothing good. This tale is inconclusive about which one is right, for Pádraic and Colum each seem to be wrong and right in some regard. Pádraic is young and nice, also shallow yet content, whereas Colum is old and pensive, also deep yet wanting. Pádraic is devoted to the ordinary island and his thoughtless, carefree life, whereas Colum is devoted to everything but the island and is seeking depth beyond even his own life. This is intentional because I think Pádraic and Colum are the same person in that they are the two halves of the desire of humanity, one for heavy greatness and one for buoyant peace. In this simple yet elaborate metaphor, Dominic represents the middle ground which both sides reject. He seems airy and unrefined, yet is deeply wise and provocative. And the old lady is essentially the manifestation of the feeling of the ordinary, a slow march towards death. That's why she is often seen walking, at least until the very last scene when she sits quietly to watch.